Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, back to do day 7 of Brother Peanut Butter's Thankskilling 10-day challenge. Now this is going to be an independent film, and today I picked Porkchop. Porkchop is a 2010 film which runs approximately 92 minutes and is written and directed by TheHORRORman. Of course, he's responsible for the Porkchop trilogy, Zombie Babies, and a spin-off of Porkchop called Pork Girl. Okay, Porkchop. This is going to be a very, very quick synopsis because we've seen it all before. Porkchop is about a bunch of campers who go in the woods and are stalked by a maniac with a pig mask. Not really giving anything away because it's right here on the cover. So, like I said, this is a throwback movie, um, a throwback slasher, which is supposed to be set in the 80s. Um, and they do, I mean, with a micro budget, I think they did a pretty good job trying to, pick some 80s stuff to kind of throw in there, like t-shirts and, the way we wore our socks and the short shorts and, they did a pretty good job. I mean, I'm not going to knock the costume design or whatever. Now, this is an interesting film. I'm not sure what it was filmed on, and I tried to look, but I couldn't really find out. It's got very jittery camera, so it's almost like it was recorded on a phone, kind of. It just had that jitteriness that kind of annoyed me a little bit. Being extremely low budget, I don't know if they had enough for a lot of the makeup effects, so there are some cut scenes which usually when I watch independent horror, you're not really looking for the acting, of course. The story's kind of immaterial, but basically what you want is, tons and tons of gore and, practical effects done correctly. Like I said, there's not a whole lot. It's not terrible. It's just not done extremely well. And I can basically say that for the entire film. There are some kills in the very beginning, but it basically takes an hour to get rolling, and then you have your last half an hour, which is basically your stalk and slash part of it, which I wish there was a little bit more towards it. A lot of the other stuff in the film kind of seemed like just filler to me. And, with the acting not being incredibly great, it's, a little bit tiresome, I guess. They had some comedy in this, which, of course, like any other horror comedy, some of it worked, some of it didn't. Um, so this basically could have also been for tomorrow, which I'm doing Pool Party Massacre. I didn't know this was going to be a comedy. I thought this was going to be a straight slasher film, but it does have some comedy in it as well. Like I said, some of it worked, some of it didn't. I'm going to give this film a 6. I mean, there's value to be had in it. It's just not done that well. And, I don't know. Maybe I was tired, but it kind of wore on me a little bit. Some interesting things about the film. Actually, my favorite character in the film was Ian, and he was played by Brandon Raker. And they did have an interview with him um, as part of the extras, which I watched most of it. Some of the dialogue kind of faded in and out, so it was kind of annoying, the interview, but he was pretty funny. To me, he was one of the best parts of it, but my favorite character is actually not a person. It is a robot in it. um, yeah, the robot in it made me laugh pretty hysterically. So there is fun to be had in it. A couple interesting things about it. Only one pig mask was made for Porkchop, and usually that's not the case with a lot of horror films, but I'm sure the budget was um, affected by that. The black and white footage in the beginning was actually recorded at slaughterhouses, which I wasn't very impressed with, just because I don't really like to see animals killed, but that's just me. This was filmed mostly in West Virginia, but there were a few scenes that were filmed in Montana. And the scenes from the so-called convenience store were filmed in a bar, which, you know, they made use of what they had. I have no problem with that. But yeah, I'm going to give this one a 6. Not really much more to say about it. Um, do I recommend it? Eh. If you have nothing better to do and you can find it, I'd say it's not a terrible way to, spend an hour and a half. It's just not great. So, anyway, other YouTubers who are participating in the Thankskilling 10-day challenge are Brother Peanut Butter, who created it, TheHORRORman, HorrorFan34, Dave Maggot, and BRONCOJUGGALO. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.